gonna play It's a Small World with open strings. One note that we will play in It's a Small World is called D1. So remember that the string closest to your chest is the E, each. Okay, remember you would put your thumb on the edge of the fingerboard like this, and you would wave at maybe your mom or dad or your family member, and you would wave out to them, and your thumb would be on the edge of the fingerboard, and you would pluck each and every. So each starts with E, and I'm plucking over the fingerboard, and, inching in the. Ant starts with A, dirt, underneath the. Dirt starts with D, ground, all the way to ground. G starts with G. So find your D string, and all of these the first tape closest to the nut, which is this little bump at the beginning of the fingerboard, there's a little bump there. You call that the nut. Or the first tape closest to the tune pegs and the scroll of the instrument. Same for the cello, the first tape closest to the scroll, and the first tape closest to the nut, and the viola and the bass is the 1 tape. So when you see something like a D1, which is what you'll see right here on line 3, D1, this is how you play it. So we have E, A, D, so this is our D string, and we'll put the thumb on the back of the neck, and the first finger goes on the first tape, and we make sure that it's firmly on with lots of weight, heavy finger. If we don't press down enough, it'll sound like this. So, okay, first finger on D, and that makes an E. D1 is also called E because you have a D open and it's just D. Then 1 finger down, it's an E. So that's your D1, 1 finger down on the D string, and your first finger is goes on the tape closest to the tune peg, scroll, and the nut of the fingerboard. Couple changes that I made on the second line. Instead of playing D1, 2, G, just play D, D, D. So open, no fingers put down on the tapes. Also, the same thing right on the 4th line. There's so much that we share that it's D1, 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 1, 1, D, 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 G, all open there. So the only time you're going to put a finger down actually is on the 3rd line. At the end of the 3rd line, those last 3 notes, in the beginning of the 4th line, you continue for the first 3. And then the 7th line, the second to last line, is where you put down D1. It's a small world after all. It's a, and then open. Okay, so that is It's a Small World. Thank you. Start D, D, G. Ready, set, go. D, D, G, G, G. D1. Rest position. Down, 2, 3, up.